So I have a theory about this Spider-Man No Way Home. I believe that Spider-Man will be in the movie. What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday night at 8 Central. That puts it at 6 Pacific and 9 Eastern. Yeah, this is the tagline here on the Cinefanatics. My name is Robert Adams, and I am joined by this big-ass Pikachu statue and his special guest, Chris Adams.
Yep, that's my name. Big-ass Pikachu statue.
Hey! 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 Yeah, anyways. And Babu
Hey!
Hey! Hey! I can't Babu Frick right. I fricked up the Babu Frick.
Nice.
What's going on, y'all? Woo, we got a lot to talk about.
It's a night. Let me tell you, it's a night. It's a night.
Yes, the sun has gone down. It's a night.
Is that how that works?
That is typically how it works, according to astrology and science, and I don't know.
It's how it works with astrology. Hey, I'm a Scorpio. The sun's gone down. It's nighttime.
I mean, it works with that too. It's nighttime, regardless of your age, sex, gender, whatever you believe, religion. It's still nighttime. So,
but not race.
Unless you're in like Alaska, in which case it's probably still daylight. Anyways, we're Cinefanatics. Let's talk about some movies, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight. I see in the chat, I see Commentatoring Nerd. Nice name, dude.
You can never say his name right.
I see Commentatoring Nerd in the chat. Cutter Hale saying, "What's up? I was finally able to catch a live stream. Thank you for joining us." And I see Jerry Miller. Hey, guys. What's up, Jeremy? Guys, y'all know this show. We're going to talk about movie news and movie going-ons and just us, I guess. If you have any questions, comments, issues, anything you want to add to this show, streamlabs.com/cinefanatics. If you want to hop on our Patreon and support us, there's also patreon.com/cinefanatics, movie watch-alongs, Discord access, movie trivia hangouts, a whole bunch of stuff that we've got going on. Hop on the Patreon. Come help us out because we need help. Anyways.
Because you love us. You love us.
As you can tell, we're down to just the two of us tonight. We do not have Tori joining us. We'll get into probably more overall in general what's going on with us here in a minute when we get into like some personal stuff. But I do want to, yes, thank you, Will Smith.
Just the two of us.
Speaking of Will Smith, if you are on our $5 dude tier level of the Patreon, you can join us this coming Monday for our King Richard watch along. That is going to be on Monday at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. I believe we are setting this up in the Discord. So instead of it being on YouTube with like a link to YouTube, you just join us on the Discord and we'll do the watch along there. I don't know if we can host the movie. I don't know the legalities of that. If not, it will be available on HBO Max. So feel free to stream with us if you have access to HBO Max. We're going to be watching this. Yes. Chris, would you like to add something?
Yeah, shut up. What we're going to do is we're going to try to host it. And if it doesn't work, then keep in mind, again, it is on HBO Max. And so we can all watch our own versions and just watch them together within the Discord. But yeah, so we're going to get the Discord chat set up and going by this next Monday. And then you'll all be able to join us in there. And we'll be able to have a little King Richard party. Is that a thing?
Because King Richard Party is trending on the internet right now. Everyone's setting up King Richard parties in between their talks of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer and Disney Day.
Well,
Disney Plus Day recovery, whatever.
You know.
Anyways, so that is coming up on Monday. Next week, let's talk about a couple of things happening next week real quick. Next week is the week of Thanksgiving. There will be no...
What did you do?
Well, screw you too.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. It did it.
Did everything.
It did everything on its own. I had no intention of making this fall.
Your phone is going to die before the stream is over.
I mean, yeah, probably. I can actually fix that, but whatever.
I can fix it.
Anyways, so where was I? Yes, no tagline next week for Thanksgiving. With just so much going on, we will not have any tagline available. So we will be back the following Wednesday.
It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so you're all traveling, and we're not traveling, but we're taking the day off for us and for you.
Yep. Oh. So next Wednesday, no tagline. The following Saturday, though, so the Saturday after Thanksgiving, we will be back with another episode of The Marquee.
Ooh.
For those of y'all who have been following us on Letterboxd or on the show where we're talking about what movies we've watched this past week or so, you may have noticed a slight increase in Paul Thomas Anderson movies that have been showing up in our lists.
PTA.
There's a reason.
PTA.
There's a reason for that. We're going to be introducing another new marquee group. This will be the direct tier list. That's a good one.
Yeah,
he thought of that. It was good.
I'm an idea man.
Yep. So we will be ranking the movies of Paul Thomas Anderson, including Licorice Pizza, which is coming out that week as well. So our hopes are to watch Licorice Pizza and then include it in the ranking.
It's like they planned this or something.
Yeah, like we thought ahead for once.
Yeah, for the first time ever, we thought ahead.
In fact, we thought so far ahead that immediately figured out who the special guest should be on that.
Yeah.
We will be joined by a major Paul Thomas Anderson lover. That would be one Mr. Maxwell Haddad. Will be joining us.
Tony Award winner.
Tony Award winning Paul Thomas Anderson fan, Maxwell Haddad. So yeah, he'll be joining us on the marquee. That's the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So we should have a lot of fun there. That's the 27th. That'll be at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. So
yep.
Hi,
Tori!
Oh. Okay. So with that out of the way, let's get into the personal stuff. Tori here in the chat, not with us live. Tori's kind of under the weather, so she doesn't want to be on camera. Understandable.
I mean, we're all under weather.
Yeah, I mean, technically.
Oh, no. Okay,
yeah. We are under the weather, just like it's night outside. There's also weather, and we're all under it physically.
Right, I'm going to sing it. You ready? I'm going to sing it.
What?
Oh, the weather outside is weather.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What an appropriate time for that, too.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, quick catch up. I started this on Twitter, and we haven't mentioned it here, I don't think, but how are you doing as far as Mariah Mageddon so far this year?
Okay, so it depends. Are we strictly going by if I hear even a note of the song, or are we going by if I hear a larger portion of the song or the whole song?
I keep wanting to flip-flop on this for a couple of reasons. And then real quick, if y'all don't know what Mariah Mageddon is, this is a thing. It actually started out as like Whamageddon, I believe was the original title, which sounds fantastic. But the idea is to go, typically I believe it's from Thanksgiving through Christmas without hearing Wham's Last Christmas. I kind of changed it up because I actually like Wham's Last Christmas. So I changed it up to Mariah Mageddon because I feel like the Mariah Carey song All I Want for Christmas Is You is probably the most overplayed Christmas song ever. That came out when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, this is such a good song, and I loved it. But now it's just been played to death. So the way I play it now is starting after October, because that's when all you fools start celebrating Christmas anyways. The second Halloween's done, supermarket, HEB, grocery store here in Texas, everything is switched over to Texas.
Shut your face. Shut your face.
Oh, shut up.
November 1st is Christmas time.
You can have Christmas. It's okay to be Christmassy and festive in the holiday spirit. just wait a little bit. Like, we just got done celebrating all the dead people and ghouls and goblins and horror movies, and now we're
what do you
like,
think Halloween
festive.
is? Halloween is celebrating dead people.
Well, okay. I mean, part of it, like, sort of, especially if you're more on the Hispanic tradition of Dia de los Muertos, which is funny because that actually takes place after Halloween. So while all of us white people are celebrating Christmas, they're still celebrating Dia de los Muertos, which has got to be all kinds of weird in that tradition.
Going
but
right off the track on a topic that's already off the track.
I know. I love it. So yeah, the idea that the way I play it is I go from November 1st through Christmas, try not to hear Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You.
But
since I work from home and I don't go anywhere.
Again, the question I ask is, are we talking about just a first note of the song, a portion of the song, or the full song?
Yes. The reason I flip-flop on this is because I keep imagining like someone who's playing this happens to be like at a Target or something. And the song all of a sudden starts playing on the radio in the store. You've got one of two things is going to happen. Either that person is going to realize what song it is and quickly hightail it out of the store so they don't listen to it. So you see someone just running down the aisles in a panic, trying to get away from the song. Or they're in the store and they're like, damn it! Because all of a sudden they've heard a piece of it. And because they heard a piece of it, they've lost. So I kind of flip up on that because I love both those scenarios.
I love the fact that there's a slight delay, and I like split second before I heard you hear that, I could hear you from your room screaming.
That's great. But
anyway, the point is,
I'm torn on either one. So whichever one I feel like you want to abide by, just to make it easier on yourself, that would be great.
To wrap this topic up really quickly, because we spent way too much time on this. I've heard pieces like the very beginnings of the song here and there, like accidentally scrolling on the internet or what have you. Actually, I haven't heard it in the store or anything at all yet. So if we're going by that, then I've technically lost the game already. But yeah, he just takes forever to get to the point, doesn't he?
I felt like it needed explaining.
No.
Okay, whatever. Y'all all know now. We can move on. Anyways, as far as personal goes, of course, like we said, Tori's not feeling well. You haven't been feeling well. Like 3 or 4 days.
I feel like butt right now, but I'm here.
He feels like butt.
I feel like butt. Have you ever felt a butt?
No, because I feel like that kind of joke is beneath me.
That was a good one. That was a
good
one.
That's the thing here. Tori's not feeling well. You're still dealing with the complications of your neck and back and everything from that accident like years ago.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about it a couple of times, and like you've gotten a lot better. Like over the past year or so, since you've been seeing like physical therapy and stuff, you've been getting way better. It's just every once in a while, it's like the weather changes and this hits you.
They said I've improved, but apparently like one of the last things they said to me recently was that like allergy stuff has been like on a super high around this area, and so that might actually be affecting like the sinus region, which could then in turn affect everything else. Just everything's connected and everything affects everything in your body, and just so I've been feeling like poop probably because of that.
I was gonna say you have had a habit like over the past couple of years or so. This has really hit you hard, like in October, November. Or so. You've always had like a week or so where it slams you really hard.
Usually it's been between the months of August and October where I've had like a full-on actual like vertigo spell. So we're out of that time period for the past few years, but that doesn't mean that I can't still have one. It's just that, it's been over a year now. So hopefully all the physical therapy is keeping that completely at bay, but we shall see. I feel fine right now. I'm just a little nervous about getting on an airplane and doing altitude changes going to Los Angeles. So we'll see how I handle that.
So please, people, if y'all would like to donate to Streamlabs, that way my brother could have a little liquid courage while he's up in the air to kind of counteract the. Actually, that's probably not much better for you.
That's not gonna help.
That
would make it worse.
You're gonna make huge use of all of those spew bags that they give us on the airplane.
That would make it so much worse.
You're looking at like the neighbors across the aisle from us. Excuse me, sir, are you using your barf bag? May I have it?
Do you have any Grey Poupon?
Yeah, but of course.
Anyway, let's talk about what we watched.
Well, no, hold on real quick. I'm not done yet. This is kind of like it for me. With Christmas coming, yeah, I'm usually like the person that's like all stressed out and moody. So that's what usually hits me around this time every year. So that being said,
time of the year.
Yeah, it's always that time of year. It's funny, like when you're a kid, Christmas takes forever to get here. When you become an adult, Christmas is like every other week is what it feels like. So I kind of feel like, especially since I don't have kids, I don't have the family members to share that Christmas joy with. So like I feel like, huh?
You have children.
These are not my children.
Lola and Babu Frick.
Lola and Babu Frick. Lola has no idea like what holiday it is. I even like I'm sad to say I even forget her birthday in some cases. I remember it like a couple of days later. I was like, oh yeah. Well, so I'm okay with it because I don't think her birthday is actually the day of her actual birth. So it's somewhere around there according to the vet, but
awful cat parent.
They need presents, Robert. That's right. Babu Frick needs presents. What does Babu Frick want? Babu Frick wants the other Avengers Hot Toys figures. That's what Babu Frick wants.
Babu Frick every year asks for nothing else but a hearty hey!
Hey!
You broke your mic on that one.
That one was pretty good though. Anyways, yeah, let's talk about movies watched over this past week. Before we get into ours, guys, those of y'all watching live in the chat, again, thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for watching. Very much appreciate the support. What did y'all see over this past week? Anything that you would recommend? Drop that into the chat so we can talk about those too. Chris, what did you watch over this past week?
I knocked out two of them.
Right.
One of which, obviously, since we're doing the PTA marquee here pretty soon, I caught up with Boogie Nights.
Hey, that's a PTA movie.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
You saw what I was doing. Well done, sir. Well done.
Yeah, not my favorite movie. I understand, like, I recognize, like, a lot of people, like, really like Boogie Nights. They think it's a excellent movie. I understand where they're coming from. It is a very well-made film. Mm-hmm. Story-wise, plot-wise, all that, very well made. It's just, I just felt disgusting afterwards. And I think it's because, I guess, I don't like being made to feel disgusting after watching a movie. There's certain movies that can get away with it depending on how or why I'm supposed to feel gross. For instance, we recently talked about Last Night in Soho. I believe that was an accurate making me feel gross because I feel like all men need to feel that way after watching that movie. As for this one, I just felt just down and blah after watching it, and I think it's because it was kind of a depressing movie.
It is by the end.
Yeah, by the end of it, sure. So it's that the themes, and maybe the subject matter I'm just like not thrilled with or whatever. I don't know what it is, but
it is like a very strongly the deep dark seed parts of the pornography industry.
Yeah, so, and that's just not a side of life that I like thinking about typically. Is like the deep dark parts of certain industries here and there. But
may I recommend not watching Requiem for a Dream then?
Maybe
you want a movie that's going to make you feel afterwards. Yeah.
But either way, the point of the matter is I recognize it's a well-made movie. Everybody did a fantastic job in it. It's just one of those. It's just not my movie, and that's okay. Not every movie can be.
I love Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is one I probably watch like about once a year.
Yeah.
Just because of how well it's made.
Yeah. The other one I watched was the recently new stay away from Garth. Yep. I know. The other one I watched was a new release on Netflix, The Harder They Fall, which y'all seen the previews for this, both in theater and all over the place. This is both a theatrical release and Netflix. Really, really good movie. The cast in this movie is fantastic. You know, you've got your Idris Elba, your Delroy Lindo, Lakeith Stanfield, Jonathan Majors, I believe Regina King. I get her and Regina Hall mixed up because they're both named Regina. But yeah, just a crazy, like, awesome cast in this movie. And it was a fun little Western. Typically, like, Westerns aren't my bag. I usually don't dive into them too often, but you know, this one was actually really well made. I really enjoyed it. They did a lot of like fun little gags here and there. I don't really want to dive into them because I think people need to see them play out like when they watch the movie. But for the most part, I would give this one a high recommendation. It was a lot of fun. And it's available on Netflix. So if you got a Netflix account, watch it. It's there for you.
Let's see. For me, so last week after doing the tagline, I did do the fans view of film favorites with Mr. Vernon over on a fans view YouTube channel. We watched Benchwarmers, which I had seen before, just and then we watched Blades of Glory, which I had never seen, and it was all right. It was a very like what I would expect from that kind of a what was it, like a frat pack Happy Madison type movie. It was right there. Nothing's completely special about it, but it was good. It was watchable. Probably will watch it again at some point. And then I also knocked out a couple of PTA movies. I knocked out Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, and The Master. Some I liked more than others. I don't want to dive too much into them because that's the point of that marquee show, is to talk about these movies. So I'll talk more about like what I loved or didn't love from those three on there. And then I also watched Red Notice. So Red Notice was okay. Very formulaic. Basically playing off of the three leads, what they're known for in the movies. Like Dwayne Johnson is playing a cop who's chasing after someone. Gal Gadot is playing someone who's Gadot, whatever. I'm waiting.
Good day to you, sir.
I'm waiting for the proper pronunciation of that name.
Gadot.
You missed the joke.
That name.
Wait, I'm waiting for Gadot. Okay. Anyways, and then of course you got Ryan Reynolds is playing Deadpool, pretty much. So I was okay.
Play Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is playing Ryan Reynolds. He does that in all the movies now. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's what I saw over the past week or so.
I like this. So Nerd saying he watched both Magnolia, a 3-hour and 8-minute movie, and Inherent Vice, a 2-hour and 30-minute movie on the same day. Nerd committed himself to 5.5 hours worth of PTA, and I commend him for it. And I wish I could do the same.
Yeah,
because I need to hurry it up. I got like five more of these things to watch. So
yeah, Magnolia was a sit.
It was a sit.
It was a sit.
Yep.
Waiting for a good joke, Robert. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all the movies that we have watched. We should
try to see if anyone was saying anything else in the chat. Oh yeah, I still have Inherent Vice and Phantom Thread to watch before Licorice Pizza.
We got so many to watch still.
Anyways, what are you doing?
What
are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. I'm ready to progress to the next thing that we need to talk about.
Hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Good evening. This is what's happening in your world tonight.
We apologize for the interruption.
back to you.
Back to us.
Back
As
to
usual.
us.
As per usual. All right, guys, let's start this off like we usually do. We got some box office talk here. Let's talk about what the top 10 is in the box office this week. As I do every single week, can we guess what the number one movie in the box office is this week?
What came out? What came out this past weekend?
It doesn't matter.
nothing.
It's Eternals.
Oh, yeah. Because nothing came out this past weekend, so...
Well, some things did, and they did not end up at number one on the list. So, yes, number one is Eternals. It had a 62% drop off and only made about 26 million, almost 27 million this weekend. Nice to have a larger than 50% drop off, still make over 27 or near $27 million, and you're still number one in the box office. Eee. So that's number one. Number two is actually a new release this week. Clifford the Big Red Dog. That's going to be my new Paw Patrol.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that came out.
Apparently, I don't like movies about animated dogs. Who knew?
What do you got against like animated animals?
No, specifically animated dogs. I don't know.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. That's a shtick I think that is trying to build, and I don't know if I really want it to. Clifford the Big Red Dog came out to about $16 million this weekend. That's maybe more than I expected from that one, since they pushed it back for so long, delayed it, and I don't know what the story was there, but there you go. Clifford the Big Red Dog is out now. Number three is Dune. Yes, that's right. Dune is still in the box office, still making the monies. So there's that. Number four, we have No Time to Die. Number five, you've got Venom, Let There Be Carnage. That one's still hanging in there in the top five. That's impressive. It's impressive for that movie. Number six, we got Ron's Gone Wrong. And then number seven, we have a new release this week, Belfast, which I'm hearing great word of mouth about. So that might be one to check out. I believe Nerd in the chat here has seen it, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he can say whether or not he recommends that movie.
What is it?
It is a movie.
No, I got that, jackass. What's the what is it about?
It's about Belfast. Number eight is The French Dispatch, which I still need to see. Yep, he took himself off, as he should. Number nine is Spencer. Number 10 is Antlers. So that's right. Halloween Kills has completely fallen out of the top 10.
Yes.
Evil died, and then
Bye-bye. What is Belfast about, though?
that is something to look up for sure, isn't it?
So you're not prepared for this either.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you just hanging in here and continuing to ask me.
Yeah, no,
My attempts to move on from it apparently fell and did not work. So, hey, I haven't looked up Belfast. Nerd says it's good. Let's just move on. Appreciate it.
Was there anything else to add about the box office?
That's all I got right now.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
that's where our top 10 is at the moment. It's just nice to have a box office again, honestly.
This is what it's about. This is what it's about. Everyone read that? Good. We're okay.
I'm just glad that we have a box office again, because going through most of last year as this show was beginning, not being able to do a top 10 in the box office was really crushing my spirit.
I love the fact that we started this show like all gung-ho, like we're gonna do this weekly show called The Tagline, and the country's gonna go to crap.
The whole world.
The whole world. Well, okay, yeah. So that's the origin of this show. So I think it's doing better.
Yep.
Moving on with some movie news. This one I thought was really interesting, which I'm going to guess that all of our definitions of interesting may be different, but let me see real quick.
I was going to say, are we? Is there some of these that we want to spend a little more time on? Because we didn't quite prepare the format like usual. With what do we consider quickies this time?
Well, yeah. So some of these, I'm willing to bet. Like, say this next one, you're probably not going to have, unless you read about this as well. You probably don't have too much to add to it. So apparently, Movie Pass may be coming back. Look, it's its new logo. It looks exactly like the old logo, except instead of red, it's black, which is fitting because it's probably already dead again. So basically what happened with Movie Pass is one of the original co-founders of the idea of Movie Pass, Stacy Spikes, was given ownership of this by a judge. I guess apparently the owners of Movie Pass when Movie Pass was really popular was Helios and Matheson. They went bankrupt and they sold off all their assets, and now Stacy Spikes has recovered ownership of Movie Pass and may be looking at relaunching it. Hopefully not in the same format that Helios and Matheson had, which could have been a good idea, but man, there were so many issues with Movie Pass. I know the two of us were eager to jump on it because that was also like something that was being started as we're starting a YouTube movie channel. So it was great to be able to use Movie Pass to go see these movies that we're going to be talking about. Because we don't have, even still, we don't have access to like any kind of like press movies. We don't get to see the movies ahead of time so we can do a proper review for the public. We see it in the same theater with a bunch of other like regular people who aren't doing YouTube content. We see it with a bunch of normies is what we do. So
these are his views specifically, not mine. I did not say any of those words. He said them.
There's nothing wrong with normies.
I am a normie. I'm a normie just like the rest of y'all.
Okay. Well,
just people let me on the internet for some reason.
We have friends that also do stuff similar to this in this industry, and they get to go see movies ahead of time, like critic screenings and whatnot.
Oh, so now you're saying we know people. Okay,
whatever. So we don't have that access yet. So the nice thing about Movie Pass was being able to pay a low fee and go see all of these movies. Problem is there was no way to secure 2 tickets right next to each other for big opening night, because you usually had to select your movie like way in advance, or if the movie theater is like dead and just not popular, then you could go select whatever movie. I think it was more in favor of certain movies. So if you were the type of person that was like, hey, I just want to go to a theater and watch something on the screen, I don't care what, I just want to go see some movie on the big screen, then it was perfect for you. But if you were someone like us that was focused on what it is we need to watch or want to watch at a very specific time, it doesn't work. It just failed.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it failed. So
yeah. Here's the thing. This is I feel like this is like the story of the little engine that could. Movie Pass thinks it can, it thinks it can, but instead of the story where the little engine that could actually did, I don't think this one ever will. If any of that made sense. I feel like that rolled off the way I wanted it to.
In a weird gibberish type of way, yeah, sure.
So I love this logo again that you brought up. It said you had it in black. Yes. The great thing about going from red to black is that if you guys know the reasoning why the day after Thanksgiving, or some cases actually Thanksgiving, in retail they call it Black Friday, is because that's when most businesses' books go from red or not making a profit yet. I believe that's right.
Yeah.
To black, which is, all right, we're doing good. We're making a profit. Let's bust out a bunch of sales and we're going to celebrate, and we're doing great. We are hitting our margins this year. So it's called Black Friday when it goes from red to black. MoviePass went from a red logo now to a black logo, and I hate to say it, I don't think this is. I don't think this was work. This isn't working the same way.
I don't think they're gonna make. They're making money yet.
I don't think they're gonna be moving to black.
No.
Yeah. Call me a cynic on this. I mean,
You're a cynic on this.
Yeah, I believe I'm holding pretty much the majority opinion. No shot I believe that MoviePass is ever going to actually succeed at this point. They have an idea, but I just don't. I cannot wrap my head around how that idea is profitable. See, for like AMC A-List, it works because they're pulling people into AMC theaters where they can do the selling concessions. They can do all the different ways that AMC is going to still make money from people seeing movies in their theater. It works for theater-specific chains to do passes like that. It doesn't work for just a singular pass to exist out in the cosmos that covers every single theater ever, because they're not going to make the money back. They just can't. There's no profitable way of making the money back at all, which is why they were, which is why, like Garth brought up here, they were trying to get a cut of the concession money from theaters, and theaters were like, no.
They're like, that's the only place we make money.
Like, are you kidding? No. And that was the way. So I'm really curious. I'm only curious to see what their plan is. What is the point and plan of MoviePass now? Because it can't be the same business model that it was. That clearly didn't work. So I'm really curious to see how they flip things around, do things differently this time in order to try to make salvage something of the mess that is MoviePass.
Yeah. Like I'm big into like how businesses work and why businesses do things a certain way. How is this like securing customers, securing that return customer? Like all of that, how all that works, I love that. Like that stuff, I will sit here and fall down the Wikipedia rabbit hole reading all of these business terms and everything. I have no idea what they could do with MoviePass. Yeah. I had like none. The bare bones idea of like seeing all these movies for a low monthly cost. There's no way of securing that. The only way for that to be profitable is you would have to be striking deals with the studios to be able to sell their tickets at a lower price, and the studios are not going to do that.
No.
And on top of that, not only do you have to have the studios agree with it, but you also have the movie theaters. And the movie theaters, especially right now, no way in hell they're doing that. They are trying to grab every single bit of profit that they can get. So, no.
I mean, the only way I could potentially see anything coming from it is if they pulled some kind of like Groupon type situation where you're not getting it's not what it was where you're getting every single movie you want to see, but maybe you get like specific discounts at specific times for like, for certain movies or whatever. And that's something that they maybe can work with studios or theater chains on. But other than something like that, which even that, that's just spitballing off the top of my head to try to grasp at something. Mm-hmm. I don't see it. So we're going to be watching this new MoviePass's career with
very little interest.
We'll be sparing some interest.
Just because we all like watching those YouTube videos of like crashes and like stuff just failing. Like that's what we're gonna watch this as.
That's why people watch NASCAR.
Yeah, you just want to see the car crash. You don't care to watch the cars just around the track the whole time.
It's gonna be the next like blooper sequence on Chive TV.
I think I just made myself feel like you.
Nice. It's gonna be like the next blooper sequence on Chive TV where you watch MoviePass crash like it just like racked itself on the skateboard going down the rail.
You're at the bar with the Chive TV playing in the back, and you see like kids like falling off their sled into the snow, or like the skateboarder racking himself on the handlebar as he falls.
That's the joke I made, yeah.
And then MoviePass just collapse again. Yeah, that'd be funny. Anyways. Whatever, MoviePass. Next
Gonna
news.
movie pass on that. He said it. He said it. He's not the first person to do it either.
Thank y'all for watching and tuning in tonight. We very much appreciate y'all being here with us.
I feel like
despite that
butt.
joke.
I feel like butt. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
We got a new poster for Matrix Resurrections. It's kind of a cool one because like a lot of the other posters before were just the Matrix code with like the word the Matrix Revolutions or Matrix Reloaded or whatever. This one we've actually got people on the poster, which I can't tell exactly who's on here. I mean, we see Neo and Trinity. Has it actually been confirmed that Yahya is playing Morpheus?
I believe so. He's playing a form of Morpheus. He's playing Morpheus, or he's playing a form of Morpheus. I don't know how that works.
Okay. And
He's
I
also
don't know
playing
who the other two are.
According to this poster, though, he's clearly playing Joker.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who the other two people. I know one
Henwick.
is
Jessica Henwick.
Yeah, but I don't know the characters, or they look like they're probably just new characters. That
They're new
one,
characters, yeah.
although I don't know, kind of hard to tell. I'll say that one in the back between Neo and the Joker kind of looks like some alternate version of Niobe. But
What a sitcom that would make. Neo and the Joker.
Tuesdays on NBC, or no, Thursday night NBC, must see TV.
No, it's coming to HBO Max. So what network does that's WB, right? So
Yeah,
I don't know.
so CW.
It's just on the CW, Joker and the whatever. Neo and the Joker.
Neo and the Joker.
Poster looks all right. It looks like just a real simple, hey, let's just throw some stuff on a poster again. It's better. I think it's better than like the floating heads that, you could easily do with this movie too.
Why is that a huge topic lately? Like ever since that last Dune poster, everyone's been talking about floating head posters. I was like you've got options on posters. You have two options. What the Matrix did, and then the MCU floating heads. That's it. That's really your only option for a movie poster.
It's because like everybody always does that. I mean, go back and look at the Last Night at Soho posters. Those posters were fantastic. They were unique art styles. They did something different and special with each one. But then you've got like your just floating heads, which are just everybody does floating heads. Surprisingly, Eternals didn't do floating heads, and that I feel like was one of the MCU movies you could have done floating heads on. It would have been fine.
That's because there's like 20 of them. How are you going to do one whole poster of 20 floating heads?
I don't know. I don't know. There's actually 10 of them, but might as well have been 20. Yeah. So as far as posters go, I think it looks all right. I still have relatively the same amount of excitement for this movie as I've had before, which is I'll watch it when it comes out. We'll see. That being said, I still need to watch the second and third Matrix. Those are the two I have not seen for reasons being that people didn't like them. So I decided not to spend my time on them. Now I will, because story-wise.
That's a good choice, sir.
Coming next month.
It's going to be hard to watch probably the fourth one without seeing the other two. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm still excited for this just because, again, I have no clue what they could possibly be doing with another Matrix movie. So, yeah, looks good.
We shall see.
So these other ones we could probably get through real quick because there's not really too much to talk about except just, do you like this? Cool. If not, cool. Moving on. This one was, I briefly caught this, that Greta Gerwig is rumored to be writing the live-action Disney Snow White remake. Please keep in mind, this is not another retelling of Snow White. This is taking the original, the first Disney animated movie, and doing a live-action version of it. So it's still going to maintain the cartoony goodness, especially with the seven I guess little people, because I don't know if we can call them dwarves still. But it'll still be that. But having it written by Greta Gerwig might be kind of interesting. You like this idea, or?
At this point, I've seen it wasn't Little Women. I haven't seen Little Women yet. It was what did I see? Oh, 20th Century Woman. 20th, yeah, Lady Bird, yes, and then 20th Century Women, I think it is what it was called. Both of which were Greta Gerwig. I know Greta Gerwig starred in 20th Century Women. I liked both. Both were really good. As far as Greta Gerwig as director, I know she's not directing this one; she's writing it. But as far as like director,
not confirmed yet.
Yeah. As far as director goes, like I'm on board with, whatever she does. I still actually want to check out Little Women and see how she did with that. As far as this goes, like I think I saw some like people talking on Twitter, which people talk on Twitter. I don't know why they let people talk on Twitter. People should stop talking on Twitter, honestly.
Hey, we talk on Twitter.
Yeah, but we're okay. We have good opinions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
So I've seen people talking on Twitter like, Greta, no, don't do it. Why are you selling out? Why are you throwing away your career? And it's like, hey, maybe, I don't know, let her do her thing with this property. Yes, it's a remake of the original story, but also I would like to see Greta Gerwig's writing her spin on the Snow White story, because I think that would be really interesting given the properties and the stuff that she's done already.
So were they saying that about Snow White, or were they saying that because she's also doing the Barbie movie?
I don't know. I don't know if they're counting that also, because the thing is we haven't seen anything from the Barbie movie yet. So we don't completely know what the tone of that movie is going to be like. Is it going to be a comedy? Is it going to be serious, but have some comedy thrown in? Like we don't really know the tone of that yet.
There's no way a Barbie movie is going to be serious. It's got Margot Robbie and
look, it's just gonna be called Barb.
Barb. And I've got my pink convertible and my giant pink mansion that opens in half.
And she's a doctor, she's a president, she's a school teacher, she's a pharmacist.
Yeah, she can do all of that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm for it. There's some directors and director/writer/actors out there who get a pass from me to do pretty much whatever they want based on what things that they've already done. She is one of them, I believe, that has kind of hit that spot. She's got really good artistic vision on what it is that she likes to do and what it is that she wants to do. So if she is in the rumor for writing this Snow White movie, I'm down. A real quick example of like people who can do whatever movie they want. Nolan, Denis Villeneuve, these types of people can kind
Nolan actually can, because he sets all those demands now.
So I'm leaving that part out of it. I'm talking about just kind of movie you want to make. Greta's definitely one of them. I'm eager to see, if this happens, if she does get this, what it ends up looking like.
So I would like to real quick thank you, Chris, for proving me wrong. I was saying that this is something that's small and simple, and there's no way we could really talk more about this, and you successfully did. So good job, sir. Anyways, let's see if this next one is going to be also really short and hopefully just a minute, but we'll probably turn it into a 30-minute conversation.
It's going to be more on you than me.
Yeah, it is. So again, y'all know that there was another Predator movie coming out, right?
Cool. Sounds good. Moving on.
Yeah. Okay. So Predator 5, it's been given the title of Prey, which is going to be confusing because that means it's called Predator Prey. Whatever.
Hey, at least it's not called Predator.
Okay.
Right? Like Halloween, Predator.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because they already did that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's called Prey. It's supposed to be, now this one we kind of knew already. It's supposed to be set like back before the Europeans colonized America. So Predator comes down and he has to fight like the Native Americans, or I guess indigenous people. Is that the proper term now? I don't know. So that's where we've got that it's going to be called Prey, and that it's going to be going direct to Hulu. So direct to streaming.
Look, you keep us in line.
Yeah, like this easily could crash and burn. Tori's been with us for like what, a month and a half or so.
Tori's the reason we still have a channel.
2 months. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I don't know what to think of this, just because the past couple of Predator movies haven't been that good.
Yeah.
And this one's already going straight to streaming. Which, I mean, here's the thing. In all favor, that may actually be a good movie, but it's just because the previous ones have sucked that, like, the studios have no hope in it. So they're like, yeah, very likely the odds are you're going to make a crappy movie also. So we're just going to send it straight to streaming. And then hope it does good. And then we'll do another one back in the theater.
Yeah, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have an opinion because I'm
the captain now.
I am the captain now. Yeah, I'm not like a huge Predator fan. I saw the first one, but again, talking about movies that aren't my bag, I've just never been like a huge fan of Predator movies. And I think that partly comes with my distaste for, really hyper violent, gory stuff. Mm-hmm. And I know those movies, they can include that for sure. So yeah. I have no opinion on it. It sounds fine. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Prey on streaming. Go for it. I'm going to keep you from moving on. I don't care. I'm going to go 10 minutes on Predator. Ready? Here we go. So Predator is a movie that that's okay.
Oh, the places this stream is going to go. Like into our next topic, which is John M. Chu is set to direct an adaptation of Dr. Seuss's "Oh, the Places You'll Go."
God help me.
I don't know what he's going to do. Every time they've done an adaptation of Dr. Seuss movies or books into movies, they've been like hit or miss. Okay, now you can just stay down there.
Yeah, this will be fine. Here's the thing. This might be a hot take.
Don't get us canceled.
I don't think it's going to get us canceled. This might be a hot take for some people, but I actually don't mind the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
I love that movie. I thought it was very well done.
It's one of the movies I grew up with in 2000. Came out in 2000. So it's one of the movies that I grew up with. I really enjoyed it. I like what they did with the property and how they spun it into a whole different story. There's obviously parts of the movie that I'm like not a huge fan of, but for the most part, the entire story and how they translated it, I thought they did really well with. Is this an animated movie or is this live action?
I don't know yet.
With John M. Chu, I'm expecting it to be live action because I don't know how much animated he's really done, if he's done any. But I'm this is one of those where it's like, let's see how it goes. Let's see where it goes. I get it. It'll be interesting.
It'll go to a place.
Nerd is correct with this thought. I don't know how you'd make a movie of that. It was very. It was one of those Dr. Seuss stories that wasn't linear. It was very. This is a rhyme, and this is a rhyme. Yeah, here is a thing, and there is a place.
And socks or green eggs and ham. There's no actual story.
Yeah,
it's not like the Grinch or Horton Hears a Who that had a story. It was just a hey, here's a funny rhyme that's hopefully going to get little kids used to reading and make them chuckle while doing it.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll see. Now, the John M. Chu of it all. I loved In the Heights. It's still my favorite movie of the year so far. I haven't seen Tick, Tick, Boom yet, so maybe that might change. But apparently only musicals can be my favorite movies of the year now. Who knew? But we know he's working on Wicked also.
Yeah.
And, whatever thoughts and opinions we have about the direction that's going. Cool. But I am interested in seeing him take on a Dr. Seuss property. I think that could be there's a world where that could be really fascinating. So
I have a feel like he's one that if he pulls off Wicked and he could pull off this Dr. Seuss movie, I think after that, given everything else he's done, he would turn into one of those directors that he could just do whatever he wants. He is poised to be at like the edge of being able to grab that title, that assessment.
He's definitely paid his dues already with like I believe he did some of the Step Up movies and G.I. Joe.
No, he did Crazy Rich Asians.
He did.
He did Crazy Rich Asians, and I believe he also did The Farewell, both of which had a very large Asian cast.
Did he do The Farewell?
I believe he did The Farewell also.
Live fact checking.
Mm-hmm. So
anyway,
while he does that, I'll do a song and dance for you. No, I won't.
Please don't.
He did do The Farewell?
Lulu Wang did Farewell.
Okay. Did he have a hand in it? I thought he had at least some sort of a hand in it.
I mean,
whether he was like a producer or
he might have
writer.
I'm not going to fact check that quickly.
Yeah. So. Okay. So, yeah, he's done very good work. He's gotten a lot of critical acclaim.
We do movie trivia, guys.
Yeah. This is how we study. We study live on air with you watching us.
We'll never forget that now.
Just like I will never forget The Farewell was done by Lulu Wang.
Yep. So yeah,
moving on.
I'm into it. I'm into it. Let's see what John M. Chu does with a Dr. Seuss property. I'm kind of after In the Heights. I'm kind of like, let's see what. Oh, sorry. After In the Heights and Crazy Rich Asians. Crazy Rich Asians was amazing. So after both of those movies, I'm down for whatever he wants to do. Yeah. Sure, let's go for it.
Okay, so the next couple of ones, some of this we've kind of talked about already previously, but we'll just see if you or me or even the fine people watching us right now have anything else to add to it. Last week, what was it? Friday was Disney Plus Day. We did the marquee tier ranking of like Disney Plus Day announcements and stuff. And I didn't get the screenshot up. My bad. I'm sorry. But let me see. I can actually still pull it up and take a look at it. We had some different opinions on this. One of which is that all the National Geographic shows are all S tier.
Nat Geo is S tier, y'all.
That's definitely a choice. So we put S tier on there. We put the National, in order. X-Men 97. You wanted Moon Knight up there, and then the National Geographic shows. Do we have any other thoughts on any of this since Friday and Saturday, since we did this?
I do actually have a thought, and I'll tell you this. I, now having had several sleeps since we did this marquee, I fully agree with Nat Geo being an S tier, because I can guarantee you that when I just need to throw something on and I don't need a long movie and I don't feel like watching a YouTube video, I could easily watch Chris Hemsworth or Will Smith talk about nature. Easily. Just throw it on. Yeah, that's an easy S tier for me. I'm going to be eating dinner one night. I don't want to watch a movie. There's a 30-minute episode of Will Smith taking me to Tibet or something. Cool. I'm down. Let's check it out. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I won't do that, but I understand what you're saying with that. Like I understand that the feeling in doing that. And I might do that at some point, but yeah, I typically don't. So the National Geographic, unless, like I said on the marquee, unless it's an episode about something specific that interests me, I'm probably not clicking on those. Much like YouTube videos. If I see a YouTube video that interests me, I'll click on it. If not, I'm probably not clicking on the YouTube video. That's usually how it works. So,
wait, D23 is this weekend? How have we missed that? No shot. They did Disney Plus Day last week, and they're doing D23 this week. We are never going to be able to not talk about anything from the Disney train on this channel, are we?
Well, I mean, that might be nice because we got to get out of this Spider-Man every week thing that we seem to be stuck in now. So
Same thing.
Yeah.
So as far as like other thoughts go, like I know we put Pinocchio down on the list in terms of like not as eager for it.
Some of y'all were not eager for it.
I'm still gonna watch it. You know, still interested because of the Tom Hanks of it all. I'm still interested, relatively speaking, in most of the movies that we have on there. We put it low on the list because, you know, as comparison to everything else that's coming out, and most of which being Marvel shows, these just ended up lower. But there's a lot of really interesting stuff. Like I'll probably still will watch Disenchanted. I will be watching the Pinocchio movie. All this stuff you'll probably end up getting reviews, if not their own separate reviews, likely reviews on the Tagline next year when they come out. I think most of these are coming out next year. But yes, there is some stuff obviously coming from like Star Wars here pretty soon. I guess maybe they're not doing it in D23, or maybe they will. Who knows? There's a lot coming from Star Wars that I'm still interested in too. A bunch of shows coming out. So as far as like the Disney Plus like roundup on all the stuff goes, Disney Plus is securing our money for another year for sure. Plenty more coming to that service. Plenty of movies on there that I will want to revisit time and time again. Really great streaming service. Disney, give me money now. I am promoting you. Give me money. Money, please.
You have a lot of it. We could use some.
Please.
I need to eat and feed Babu Frick over here.
Disney, I have physical therapy bills, please.
Disney cares about family, and we're a family.
Hell, at this point, I'll take free Disney Plus.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. There was this also. That Kathleen Kennedy renewed her deal with Disney to continue like producing like Star Wars and stuff. So
I believe for 3 more years. Yes. Down for it. Here's the thing. And I said this on Twitter. I'll say this here too, since we can wrap this into the kind of Disney topic here. Mm-hmm. Kathleen Kennedy is responsible for the sequel trilogy, which I am not the biggest fan of. I'm not really the biggest fan of Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. I'm also not the biggest fan of Solo. I've been on record saying this multiple times. Solo is my least favorite of the Star Wars films. Yes, I am including Clone Wars. However, Kathleen Kennedy also running Lucasfilm when they made the new Clone Wars season, Mandalorian, what else am I missing? Bad Batch, the decisions to move forward on an Ahsoka show, Boba Fett, the Cassian Andor. I loved Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was great. So what I'm saying is everybody crying out there, all the whiny little Star Wars-y babies out there crying about, oh no, Kathleen Kennedy, she's still going to be around. No, she needs to be fired. They can go shove it in their faces.
His views and opinions are not the views and opinions of the entire Cinefanatics.
Well, Tori doesn't have any views of Star Wars in general, opinions on Star Wars in general, so there's that.
And
but
I pretty much agree with what you just said anyway.
So
never mind. His feelings and opinions do speak for us all. Okay, never mind.
Absolutely for it. She's been a fantastic producer. She's produced some of the greatest Star Wars that we've seen in a very long time. So
it's not that she did the sequel trilogy. Like, granted, yes, sequel trilogy, a lot of people don't like them. It's the fact that she got them made. Like, I believe without her and Disney having a hand in Lucasfilm, those movies were not going to be produced.
Nope.
Or if they were, who knows what they might have looked like. As far as we can tell, just based off of the timeline that we are living in, and not some offshoot timeline like where an Infinity Stone has been stolen and whatever, we know that Kathleen Kennedy is one of the ones responsible for getting these Star Wars properties back into our hands, in front of our eyes, putting butts in theater seats again, and then the pandemic taking the butts out of the theater seats again.
Yep.
But yeah, she has a huge hand in that. So yeah, if you want to get after her because like a couple of movies were not that good, cool, do that. It happens. people who make movies make bad movies, but they also do really good stuff for the industry, and that's probably where she needs that credit.
Yeah. So anyway, that's impromptu talking about that news story that we probably should have put in here anyway. So there you go.
Thank you for coming to our Kathleen Kennedy TED Talk.
Money, please. Lucasfilm, money. No, okay. Still Disney. All right, cool.
Okay. Let's talk about that No Way Home trailer.
There was a trailer. For
I just noticed that if I enhance enough, I can read what's on Robert's computer from the reflection on his poster. I don't.
Nope. Wrong.
Well, that doesn't help. No, I can't really. But anyways,
good bit.
Yeah.
Enhance. Yeah.
Everyone got to see up my nose for like a split second or whatever.
Hello.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So there was a No Way Home 2 trailer.
Was there?
There was a Spider-Man trailer, guys.
That seems like something that would come out and the entire internet would not shut up about it for like at least 3 days. So let me check.
That reminds me.
They are still talking about it.
I'm going to check this while we're live because I can. It's my channel and I don't care. Oh, cool. We're only at 48 views on our reaction. Dope. We haven't even hit 50.
Good Lord,
yet.
y'all. Yeah. We got this like the second that trailer came out. I took a break from work. We had everything set up, ready to go. Threw on the trailer, filmed a reaction, and I quickly got it edited. Everything put together in about 2 minutes and got it uploaded. Tagged everything properly, and we only got like 40-something views. And I'm watching like this other person who doesn't have a YouTube channel. They just wanted to film themselves reacting to the trailer because that was the cool thing to do. And they've got thousands upon thousands of views. I'm like, why? I want to make this something. I want this to grow. And I love everyone's support and everything. Please watch the reaction.
Hi. Views, please.
Give us views.
Views. Give me views.
We gotta stop this. This seems like we're passively aggressively joking about everything we need. I need views. I need money. I need Babu Frick food. That's it.
We are.
So
no. It's okay. Things hit. Sometimes they don't. So yeah, this trailer was actually like pretty good. Here's the fun thing about it. Is obviously like going into this trailer, everybody was expecting because of like the recent leaks and John Campia that we were going to see Toby and Andrew's Spider-Man in there. Maybe a Daredevil sighting. Who knows? Maybe he's gonna pop in there too.
Yeah.
None of the three of them. None of them. Not in the trailer. I love it, and I love it a lot because the thing to keep in mind is that means they are finally deciding to not show us everything in a trailer. Mm-hmm. And that, I believe, is a lost art form now. It is a lost art form to not show you the entire movie in a trailer. That means the first time that we get to see Andrew Garfield and Toby back in their Spider-Man costumes will be in the movie photos itself. And yes, I am coming from the standpoint of they are 100% absolutely in the movie. At this point, I feel like if you don't believe they're in the movie, you are kidding yourself. They're in the movie. It's not even really a spoiler at this point. We all know they're in the movie.
Yeah.
And the trailer, while not showing them, still shows us that they are in the movie.
I know, like, real quick, we could briefly talk about, there's the international trailer. This seems to be very popular on the internet right now, is that there is a shot in the trailer that we see, looks like Spider-Man fighting at a construction site, and he's having to fight Electro, Sandman, and Lizard. And it's an awesome shot. It's definitely like one of the big money shots of the trailer. In the international version of this, though, or I don't know if it was all the international or if it was like just Brazil.
I believe it was the Brazil one.
There is that same shot, but the shot continues for a couple of more frames, and you see the Lizard down below. He's jumping towards Spider-Man or something. He's jumping in an attack pose, and out of nowhere, he sits there and goes, boom. Like he got hit with something, but nothing hit him. Just, yeah. So the lizard jumps.
John Cena's in the movie, y'all. You didn't see him? Oh,
yeah. Well, apparently, this movie's got so many characters in it. It's even got Peacemaker in there, and you don't see him. So
prove me wrong.
Yeah. So basically, like anyone, if you're familiar with how stuff has been edited before, we've seen shots in trailers where things were either edited in that actually weren't in the final product, or things were edited out and then showed back up in the final product. Best example was the Captain America Civil War.
I was gonna bring that up. Yep.
Yeah, we saw those shots in the trailers of like all the characters running towards each other at the airport scene. Mm-hmm. What we didn't see in the trailer was that Spider-Man was a part of the lineup. They had scrubbed Spider-Man from that lineup to hold on to that secret just a little longer. And now we're looking at, like, say, Spider-Man with probably the other two Spider-Men in that same scene that have been scrubbed and wiped away. Because it's very likely one of those Spider-Men that hits Lizard.
I was gonna say, we don't even have that shot, do we? No.
No.
So if you go back and you look at that shot in the trailer, you see Tom Holland's Spider-Man making the leap towards Electro, Sandman, and Lizard. Obviously, Sandman's going in for the punch. Electro's going in. Lizard's making a leap. But if you actually break down the positioning of everybody, one, a singular Spider-Man making a jump into three villains is a foolhardy move. That is the dumbest thing.
Hi, I'm Spider-Man. Time to commit suicide.
Yeah, Spider-Man gonna do it. Spider-Man cannot. First of all, Sandman is like, he's as big as the Statue of Liberty is at this point. Which, granted, the Statue of Liberty is tiny. Big. It's not big, but for Spider-Man, huge. Electro's got electric powers that he can just shoot all over the place. And Lizard is strong. You don't jump into these three villains.
Lizardy.
Yeah, you don't jump into these three villains by yourself. That's just stupid. Yeah. On top of that, though, if you look at Lizard and where he's leaping, he's not leaping towards Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Leaping lizards.
Leaping lizards.
9 lords of leaping. 9 lizards leaping. Yeah.
Leaping lizard. He's not leaping towards Tom Holland's Spider-Man. He's leaping towards something else. Something that's not there. So even if you take the whole Brazilian part, the Brazilian trailer where he clearly gets hit by something that we can't see, he's leaping towards someone who isn't there. Marvel and Sony have this habit, apparently, of scrubbing Spider-Man out of their trailers. I believe this is clear proof that, granted, you can't specifically say that it's Toby and Andrew based on this one thing. You could say that maybe there's multiple Tom Holland Spider-Mans in this scene, I guess. But also, if we go back and we look at the things that have been previously released, showing us the leaks of Toby and Andrew Garfield,
like that one shot of Andrew Garfield on like the pipes and railings of that construction site.
Yeah, where he's apparently looking up and people have deciphered that his mouth is saying, "You have web blood," as if he's talking to Tobey Maguire, who has biological spider webs.
Yeah, organic webs.
Organic webs. Yeah, that's what I meant. These look like they're in the same scaffolding, construction area that they're showing us built around the Statue of Liberty in the trailer here. So I'm saying Andrew Garfield can say, "Hey, I'm not in the movie," or Tom Holland can say, "Hey, they're not in the movie. Y'all have to believe me at some point." They can say that all they want, but we all know that they're having to say that right now because they have to say that right now.
So
hey.
Andrew here is saying that he hasn't been leaked.
Who's Andrew? That's Nerd.
Yeah. Anyways, so the other thing I like about this was like that last shot that in trailers, specifically Marvel trailers that are for movies that have something to hide. Typically the last shot of the trailer is your big money shot. The last No Way Home trailer, of course, was where we saw Dr. Octopus pops up and like, hello, Peter. Like, that was the big money shot of that trailer. This one, we were expecting the big money shot was going to be something like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire showing up. Of course, they didn't, but we did get that shot at the end of like everything around. I guess it was the Statue of Liberty was all going like crazy, and Doctor Strange was like, I can't stop them from coming. Nice, like, little smirker smile, and that was it. Buy tickets on Spider Monday. Which I didn't realize was a play off of Cyber Monday. I just thought Spider Monday just sounded funny, but
it's funny because it is Cyber Monday that's happening on. So
yeah, I didn't realize that when we were doing that reaction, but yeah. That's the other thing too. Like, are we going to get Thomas Hayden Church? Because he hasn't actually been confirmed. Neither has Reese Ifans as Lizard. So I don't know if we're getting them. We also don't have any confirmation, 100% confirmation on Willem Dafoe, even though we saw his Green Goblin.
Yes, we do.
We do have confirmation on it.
Okay. Yes, we do.
Okay,
yeah, he has been talked about having been on set and having had to hide himself while on set, so people didn't know he was in it.
Well, if you're trying to hide, don't dress up like the Green freaking Goblin. I'm pretty sure everyone's going, oh, look, Green Goblin. Yeah.
Even I think Tom Holland was talking about working with Willem Dafoe and how like terrifying he is. So
yeah.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna highlight it. Tori. Here's the thing. I will say that's okay. I haven't seen the second Amazing Spider-Man movie, and apparently I'm going to have to see it now because it's going to be related to this one. So somehow they twisted my arm into watching that movie. I don't know how they figured out how to do it, but I'll have to watch it now.
I want to see like Paul Giamatti come back in this also, just because I want him like again in his like Russian accent. I am the Rhino. I love that.
Yeah. So I know there's a couple other things that we want to definitely hit on this, like namely also like what the thumbnail specifically is, but that guy. But real quick before we get to that part, I want to say that there's a couple other things from this trailer I wanted to highlight, including things that Doctor Strange is saying or talking about.
Yeah.
First of all, what does Scooby-Dooing this crap means? Does it mean solving a mystery? Is there a mystery to be solved here?
I think that's what he's trying to say, is that there's some kind of a mystery, and so he wants the three of them to go figure it out. Just Scooby-Dooing this crap, and I'm willing to bet in the movie he's not actually going to say crap. I bet you they substituted another word in there.
Poopy.
That's not it either.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't get what Scooby-Dooing this crap means. Like it's supposed to be like some hip way of saying go solve this crime or solve this mystery, but I don't think it's sticking the landing.
Yeah, I like
Scooby-Doo means to split up and figure it out.
See, Tori, now this is why we need you here, because then I could have just been saved from not having to bring this up at all.
But I hear the phrase like go Scooby-Doo this crap, which if it's something crap that's involving Scooby-Doo, that means that Scrappy-Doo is probably going to show up. And that's not good for anybody. We don't want Scrappy-Doo in anything.
That's either a reference to the first Scooby-Doo movie or just to Scrappy-Doo in general.
That's Scrappy-Doo in general. I hate that character.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Anyway.
Puppy power!
Talking about being off track.
Talking
about being off track. That was the other thing that Doctor Strange said that I wanted to bring up is the line that I actually really enjoyed, which is that all the villains who are coming through all die by Spider-Man's hand in their own universes. It is their fate. And I think
Sandman doesn't.
This is exactly why I wanted to bring it up. I like that line, and I think it's really fascinating, and it tells like a really good aspect of the plot and story of this movie.
Actually, yeah,
because I think what it means, and you see what the shot that happens following that, which is Tom Holland going, kind of, or his Peter Parker taking things into his own hands. And I think maybe it's the, you know what? I don't like that. I don't agree with it. And I'm going to try to save them somehow, which is, you know, a lot of other people have said it's a very Spider-Man thing to do. Like, I don't like the idea that they die by my hand. I don't want them to die by my hand. I'm going to save them somehow. So that I think is an interesting aspect, but also the other point, which you were getting onto there, which is Sandman doesn't die in Spider-Man 3.
And Green Goblin does not die by Spider-Man's hand. He dies by his glider.
I mean, he died in a fight with Spider-Man, so I think you could, from a certain point
sort of.
You can certain point of view that one, but yeah, and technically speaking, in that regard, Doc Ock doesn't die by Spider-Man's hand either. He made the choice
himself. Yeah.
So theoretically, like, none of them died by Spider-Man's hand, although I can't really recall, you know, Electro, since I haven't seen the movie, or Lizard. But I will say that it's to mean they die in a battle with Spider-Man. But yeah, it is curious because Sandman didn't die. Sandman just kind of flew off into the wind, and I don't know if that was death. I don't think that was death for him. He just kind of dusted himself like Thanos. But yeah,
similar with Batman Begins with the train. I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you, type of thing.
Kinda. So it's interesting to me because that then brings up, at what point are these villains being pulled in from their own worlds? Yeah. Because one, Electro looks very different here than he does in Amazing Spider-Man 2, including looking like complete CGI Jamie Foxx in the one shot that he's in the trailer.
I still love, like, I went back and saw the effects of, like, the electrical version of the Electro mask. Oh, that's so good. I love it. Vernon, you need to not Ade Dewey Dambala all over the tagline. That would be great. Thank you.
Wow. Jeez. Think you know somebody. So I think it's a very interesting aspect of this movie, which is that Peter is trying to essentially save these villains from their fate.
Yeah.
Now we do see part of it where Doc Ock seems to be helping Peter, or at least it looks like he's on their side at some point. Because there was the three of them. There was Peter, MJ, and Ned. We're all looking at him and one laughing at his name. Your name's Otto Octavius. That's funny. But they were also like, they looked like they were not against him in that scene. Obviously, because MJ and Ned couldn't do anything. So it looks like he was like trying to figure out himself, like, why am I here? Why am I in this universe?
Yeah, I wonder what his like motivation is this time, because in Spider-Man 2, he's controlled by the arms, which I still don't like, but his arms definitely got an upgrade in this because they're different, like texture, shape, color. They're very Iron Man-esque, so there might be the what?
Stark Tech.
Yeah, there might be a chance that it's like Stark that supplied the arms this time, maybe. But yeah, I'm wondering what he's there for. What I do like is thinking back, the joke about his name was also done in Spider-Man 2 when J. Jonah Jameson was like looking out the window like, figures. A guy named Otto Octavius winds up with 8 arms.
What are the odds?
Yeah, so like they keep making the joke about how ridiculous his name is. So
yeah, I feel like it's getting old for him after a while, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the bigger question, and what leads us to the thumbnail on this, is
what I suggested during the reaction.
Do we think Mysterio still has a hand in this? He's still alive and he's still pulling some strings of some sort somewhere?
There's a very good chance that this is all like kind of what I was saying in the reaction, that this might all be an illusion that Mysterio is doing, and none of these characters are actually there. And that Mysterio did it, and this is where I've expanded upon this since we did the reaction last night. Mysterio had been watching from the sidelines everything that had been happening and knows that Peter has this connection with Doctor Strange. So thinking that if Mysterio screws everything up or messes with some things, it would cause Peter to go to Doctor Strange to cast a spell that then Mysterio could exploit.
Yeah. Now, there's one hint that would lead towards that is because when we saw Far From Home, Quentin Beck was talking about there being a multiverse, and it's like it sounds like something. The whole multiverse at that point sounds like something he was just making up.
Yeah.
However, now,
true.
however, we know that the next Doctor Strange movie is called Multiverse of Madness. We know from WandaVision that she's playing around with some multiverse stuff in that very last scene. There is multiverse implications. I mean, Loki, the Loki show, there is a multiverse involved. We know this.
Venom.
So are we talking about this being an illusion from Mysterio, which, by the way, again, by the end of Far From Home, we know that Peter was able to see through that with his spider sense. He was able to see through Mysterio's illusions and whatnot at that point. So why would he not be able to see through illusions this time if this was all an illusion? Or is it that Mysterio is actually just physically pulling some strings with these villains now? Like they are coming from a multiverse situation. And is he pulling the strings and grouping them together? Is it more of like an actual Sinister Six type situation?
Which Sony has done over and over and over again. They're trying so hard to get the Sinister Six off the ground. I don't know why, out of everything in Spider-Man's comic book history, why Sony is so focused on the Sinister Six, but they were before, they still are now, because we've been seeing this ever since like Spider-Man Homecoming, where Vulture and Scorpion were talking in prison at the end.
Yeah.
And now we also see that Vulture is going to be involved in Morbius.
Mm-hmm.
Which case, are they going to try to pull Morbius into this as well?
And then Tori says, but then when they also have to bring Venom too, Mysterio would have to bring in Venom somehow too, if it's an illusion. Because we know there's going to be a connection with Venom, obviously with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So,
Could it be
I don't necessarily...
that Mysterio has control over multiverse stuff like that, and it was Mysterio that pulled Venom across the multiverse at the end of Carnage?
I don't know. That's a whole... I feel like there's a whole lot that has to be explained in this movie. Now, this movie's runtime was said to be pretty long too, right?
Oh, I think
it's going to be up there as well with like Eternals level runtime. So I think they're going to try to pack in just a metric crap ton of stuff into this movie, which obviously they should. I mean, how many times has Sony tried to do a Spider-Man movie that had multiple villains? And obviously we're hoping...
They don't have a good track record.
Obviously we're hoping for the best this time, even though it's still all their same villains again, now that Marvel's actually a part of it. So is Daddy Keaton going to be in this? Well, never say never. There's a possibility.
Yeah, very likely he may show up in some form or another.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if he shows up at some point. So
that's my main theory then, is going off of the fact that I believe Mysterio is still controlling something. We haven't seen Mysterio in the trailers. We don't know what he's up to. We still don't have a reasonable explanation as to why it's snowing at 177A Bleecker Street.
That's Doctor Strange's place for those of you out there who aren't nerds.
In the Sanctum Sanctorum. No clue. Why is it doing all this? This seems to be something that could be up Mysterio's alley. Yeah, and I don't know. That's my guess that I believe is going to happen.
And yeah, that's the other thing is right now we've only known that there's 5 villains in the movie so far. So Jeremy's saying they might have to change the number of how many villains that are sinister in the script. Yes, because Sinister 5 doesn't roll off the tongue as easy because there's no alliteration there. They'd have to go with like Frightening
Sinister
5.
9.
The Frightening 5.
Well, there was the Frightful 4, but that was a different group in the comics. So
so what I'm saying is that there's definitely like Sony's been trying to pull the Sinister Six together and do something with Sinister Six. There's
for over a decade.
There's a sixth villain in this movie. We have not been privy to who it is yet. I believe it is still Mysterio. There's no shot that Mysterio, who is a manipulative little hoo-ha or whatever. Yeah, what family-friendly insult can I say?
Biatch.
He's a manipulative little biatch. I hate that word for some reason.
He's a manipulative, sad little baby biatch.
So there's no way that he isn't still alive and doing something in all of this. Welcome back, jerk.
Better get used to it.
Nope. Never.
We're gonna go to Spectacular at the Fan Expo, and someone across the halls will be like, "Biatch!" That's gonna be funny. Anyways, and Brad Gilmore's gonna start laughing like crazy.
Brad's gonna walk up to me and be like, "There he is, the sad baby biatch," and I'll be like, first of all, screw you, Brad. Second of all,
Bradley, we must have words.
Bradley, we need to talk. Anyway, so those are kind of our thoughts. Do we have anything else? Is there anything else to break down from the trailer?
Oh, I don't think so.
I know. Okay, so I know a lot of people are talking about the scene where MJ falls, like every other Spider-Man love interest ever does, and that there's a Spider-Man hand reaching out to her to catch her, which, without like zoom and enhance technology on exactly what Tom Holland's Spider-Man costume looks like in that scene, it's really difficult to tell specifically which hand is actually reaching out to her there. And I know a lot of people have talked about it would be awesome if Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is the one that saves her to kind of make up for what happened to Gwen Stacy in the second Amazing Spider-Man movie. And I think that would be very poetic. Mm-hmm. I'm not certain that the individuals behind this movie have thought to that level of poeticism. But
still Sony still has a hand in this, so make of that what you will.
Let's not count our chickens before they hatch.
Let's not put the horse before the cart, even though that's where the horses go, is before the cart.
Cart before the horse. The phrase is cart. Don't put the cart before the horse.
Don't mansplain to me how a horse and cart works.
Shut up. So what I'm saying is don't expect. God, Tori, we need you back here.
Hardy.
I'm getting loopy now. Don't expect that level of poeticism. I don't expect it to be Andrew Garfield reaching out to her and catching her there, though that would be just wonderful. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric.
Gentle mansplain.
I appreciate that.
Congratulations. Eric, you just started a new trend on this channel. Don't gentleman splain to me.
Yo, y'all just saw it happen in real time. That's going to be part of my character next season in the FCL.
The gentleman splaining.
I'm going to start gentleman splaining.
We need to film like cut scenes of you just like walking in. Like we could film you in front of the green screen and stick you like in a classroom or something, and have you just walk in and be like, "Hello, it's time for the gentleman splaining."
It's the natural evolution to rules of the gentleman, right?
Yeah, would make complete sense. Yeah.
So there you go. That's enough schmodown talk that got smudged into our Spider-Man talk there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey, you got your chocolate in my peanut butter. You got your peanut butter in my chocolate.
Got your schmodown in my Spider-Man. Oh
yeah, I like that. I did see something else today that I also really like, and I man, if this was to happen, I would probably stand up in that theater and start cheering. Is they do that shot with MJ falling. Say it's one of the Spider-Mans trying to reach out to her, and they just can't grab her. And like at the last second, we see like some other portal open, and we see Emma Stone swing in as Spider-Gwen and save
I like
her.
that.
That would blow my effing mind. And I would be like, yes, absolutely all the yes in the world.
That
would be so cool.
That does get an in-game level Captain America catching Thor's hammer level cheer out of me for sure. That because if at the end of the day, if they were able to keep something like that a secret, like maybe it's too much packed into the movie, sure. But that shot, that scene alone would be sick. First of all, how often do you see a woman swooping in to save another woman? You always see the man swooping in to save the woman, right?
Well, unless you're watching a Wonder Woman movie, that's it.
No, that's true. Let me gentleman explain this one. That would be sick for multiple reasons. Including it would be Emma Stone as Spider-Gwen, which would just be dope to see in general. But so we should have, based on now what we've seen in these trailers, we should have what is our far-reaching out there expectations to happen, and then what do we basically expect to happen in general? I think the easy answers of what we know is going to happen is Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire are going to be in it. Maybe Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
I would expect Charlie Cox is going to pop up as well.
I think his is just going to be a brief cameo. I don't think he's going to be in the final fight. I think he's just gonna pop up and just have a brief cameo to say, "I'm still in the universe, guys."
Yeah, I don't believe we'll see Daredevil at all. We'll see Charlie Cox come in as like a public defender, probably to help defend Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And go over like case notes and stuff. And that's about it. There might be like some like little subtle nod, wink, wink that he's Daredevil, but that's the extent of his character. We'll see more of Charlie Cox like in She-Hulk in this Echo show. I'm willing to bet. That's the things so those are the ones that we're pretty certain is going to happen.
We've all but had a confirmation physically shown to us by Sony in a visual format that they've put out themselves.
Now the things that we're just assuming or we're hoping could happen would be like my theory on Mysterio. He's he's still involved. 2, he's actually the one controlling everything.
Yeah. And then there's let's just dive into the pool of crazy. What could they really do if they really wanted to here? And this is like, I would lose my effing mind if they did this. Any of the characters from Into the Spider-Verse popping up.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too. So talking about the Spider-Gwen showing up, what if you just had like randomly the cartoon version of Spider-Gwen popping in? The problem with that though is I feel like that would take everyone out of the movie. Like all of a sudden that just ends like all the...
I don't think they would be cartoons. I think if you were to do that, I don't think they're going to do that. But if they were to go crazy and do that, they would be live action. So it would still be Emma Stone as Spider-Gwen, I would think.
Okay. Or
obviously
Miles Morales pops in.
Yeah, Spider-Ham would still be a cartoon probably. And then what's her name? The anime Spider Girl.
Penny.
She would probably still be a cartoon. Penny. But give me Nicolas Cage as the noir Spider-Man.
Yeah, have him pop in.
What is this webbing coming out of my hand?
Yeah.
That was a bad Nick Cage impression. Anyway, the point is...
The ants! Oh, not the ants!
Bee! Not the bee! Yeah. The spiders.
So ants was the ants. Oh, yeah. Oh, whatever. The spiders! I just went with ant because of Ant-Man. I forgot the freaking Spider-Man. Yeah, whatever.
So we have Doctor Strange there at the end of the trailer. Yeah, you're nuts. At the end of the trailer going, I can't stop them from coming. What if
Peter B. Parker?
Yeah. That'd be cool. And Chris Pine. Why not? What if we get a bunch of the Spider-Verse characters? There's a bunch of what if it's not just Toby and Andrew? Leave aside the idea that maybe the Into the Spider-Verse characters will show up. What if we actually are getting just a ton of Spider-Man? Like just a bunch of Spider-Man.
Like, let's go back and get
why not?
Like the Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man from the 70s TV show, which he's got to be like in his 70s now. So
maybe. I'm not even saying that we're gonna get like a bunch of unmasked Spider-Man. Just a ton of Spider-Man. Spider-Man, whatever, coming in. And the only ones we see are Andrew, Toby, and Tom, obviously.
Mm-hmm. So they do like a full-on Spider-Verse by the end of this movie. Maybe. That might be pushing it a little too far, but
I could see them connecting it to Spider-Verse.
I definitely believe there's one thing that they're still keeping secret that none of the leaks have covered. None of the leaks have even come close. Yep. Nobody is sniffing around whatever this is. It's going to be one thing that's hidden that'll stay hidden until the movie comes out. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, oh, crap. That's awesome. Whether it's like more, like you're saying, whether it's the Into the Spider-Verse characters, the Emma Stone, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen pops up, something like that will happen.
The only reason I don't know if the Emma Stone thing is going to happen is because I can't remember. I could be having imagined this, but I think that it was said that she was pregnant during the time that they were filming Far From Home. Not Far From Home. No Way Home. Stupid titles. So if that's the case, then I wouldn't be too sure that she's going to show up because I don't see pregnant Emma Stone swinging in as Spider-Gwen. That might not be good for baby.
Like, pregnant women can still swing from webs. Are you trying to say a pregnant woman can't do something?
It's more unlikely that it's going to happen. Let's put it that way. It's
not doctor recommended. Hey, so I'm like 6 months pregnant. Can I go like swing on webs and save the day? Yeah, as your doctor, I can't recommend that.
Like, I recommend that you don't portray a spider person during your pregnancy. So I can't remember. I can't remember if the timing of that lined up exactly, or if I even just imagined it and maybe she wasn't. I don't know. But
they'll do like how they do whenever a character is pregnant in a sitcom when the character's not supposed to be pregnant, so they're always holding like a giant basket or wearing big loose clothing,
sitting behind a table.
They're sitting behind a table or whatever. That's what they'll do with her. She'll just come in swinging with a fruit basket in her arms.
Wow.
Anyway, I think that's all the possible theories. I think we've reached the fruit basket level, which means we've come to the end of what could be a potential theory. That's where we're going to put a cap on this show, is at fruit basket. So
once you start thinking that a fruit basket's going to pop up in some way, you've exhausted all possibilities, and I am exhausted.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and wrap this show up. That's going to be it for tonight, y'all. Anything else we want to do before we cover? Let's go back over what's coming up real quick. This coming Monday, the 22nd, will be our Patreon watch along. If you are at the $5 due tier, you can join us on. We're going to be doing on Discord this time, not on YouTube. So on Discord, we will be watching King Richard. Don't know if we can host it. If not, if you're subscribed to HBO Max, it will be available there. King Richard, it is going to be a first time watch for pretty much all of us. It stars Will Smith as the father of Venus and Serena Williams. Looks very interesting. Even though I'm not big into tennis, I at least know who those two tennis players are, and it looks like it's going to be really good. Potential Oscar nomination type of stuff for Will Smith. So eager for that. That's going to be Monday at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern at the $5 due tier on patreon.com/cinefanatics. There's no tagline next week because it is Thanksgiving, so don't be looking for us Wednesday night. I'm probably going to be laying in this bed, like in my underwear, watching a movie, just relaxing and whatnot.
The visuals.
You know what? This is a visual medium. I need y'all to be able to visualize that. You don't need to, but whatever.
Enjoy your time with friends, family, or however you like to celebrate the holiday. We will not be doing a tagline that night.
Yeah. We will be back, however, the following Saturday for another episode of The Marquee. This will be the direct tiers, where we will be tier ranking all of the Paul Thomas Anderson movies with special guest Tony Award winning, Paul Thomas Anderson loving Maxwell Haddad. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And Vernon, you will not be in my show on my show in Underoos. Yes. So
good luck on convincing him to do that, Vernon.
I mean, you can't see me from like here down. So, those of y'all that want to continue having some fun times going on, I will be hopping over to Vernon's channel, A Fan's View. We are doing a double feature tonight of Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, because me and my brother will be going to see Ghostbusters Afterlife tomorrow night. So, if y'all want to see Ghostbusters with us, come head over there. Those are some good classic movies. Absolutely cannot wait to watch them again. I've actually held off watching them because I knew we were going to do this. So that will be going on over there. Vernon, if you would like to plug the channel, you can put the link and stuff in the chat. Anyways,
you have the power.
That's what's going to be happening here shortly. So head over there after this is done.
Yep.
Anyways, I think that's it for the roundup of what's coming up.
That is it. Let's do some where you can find us.
You can find me at Robert Adams MLP on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. You can find him.
You can find me at Chris Adams MLP on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and twitch.tv/Chris Adams MLP, where I'm playing currently stuff on Nintendo. Doing all sorts of whatnots over there, hoping to get some new games rolling here pretty soon. But right now, we've been enjoying some throwbacks to Super Mario Galaxy, so there's that. Also, she was in the chat. I'll plug her stuff for her. Tori, who's usually here with us, feeling under the weather tonight. You can find her on Twitter and Instagram at ToriXRose. There you go. So follow her. And her quote is, I usually say, all right, I sometimes say funny things. She says funny things all the time. Don't let her talk herself down. She is hilarious. Go follow her. Anyway.
You can follow us at Cinefanatics MLP, Twitter and Instagram. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things. Hit the YouTube buttons that they want you to hit, because we want you to hit them too. It's great. And that's going to do it for tonight. So for my brother, for Tori, who's not here, and all of y'all in the chat, thank y'all for watching tonight. Y'all all have a great evening. We will see y'all Monday. If you're a patron, be a patron so we can see you on Monday. Bye.
See ya.